Most of you guys have been watching my market overview on Mondays, and one thing I want to be doing something super cool. So what happens is that I am actually going to be jumping on the market GS, that's true, but as well I'm going to be going on TradingView and spotting out some of these traders are they actually seeing what I want to see. Because one thing that I like about TradingView is that it's a community of traders whereby you can be able to spot. So for the first thing that I'm going to be doing is that I'll be looking at US 500. I know that I'm going to be analyzing, looking at what I want to see, but as well, not even what I want to see, but what the market is showing me according to the skill that I've got. But I as well want to see other traders, how they see it, so you can be able to see my reactions and be able to just spot out how I actually see technical trades. So let us look at US 500. But one thing that I like about today is that today's video is actually sponsored by AAAFX. Obviously, for you to be trading, you need a broker. You can't access the markets without a broker, and the best thing that you can do is to access it with a reliable broker. I've been trading with them for over a year now, and I'm excited to just say that they are a good broker. So make sure that you click the link below, get started, register account with them, fund it with the minimum capital that you can, and as well be able to just execute those trades. So let us look at it. Coming here at the community, so one thing that I'm going to be doing is that I'm going to start off first by searching US 500. Let us see ideas. I want to see ideas of US 500. So let me just see here. So there's different types of traders out here. You can see there's a lot of them, but one thing, let me just see, there's a sneaker 3RSD. That's what they're actually looking at. This person did mention that, like, this is my analysis. I have the same scenario on Dow Jones, expect bullish continuation. What time frame is it? It's 4 hours. This person already did spike up, and yes, is looking at price continuing upwards and then doing this. This is something almost similar to what I've actually looked into price doing. You can see it's looking at the bullish order right here. So yes, even though it didn't go all the way down, but this double bottom scenario, but it's actually still the same analysis. It's still valid in terms of how he's seeing it. Obviously it doesn't have to move exactly, but it's still a valid scenario or a valid exercise. Let me just see December 20th. What time frame is this? Is the 1 hour. I'm sure this one here is a bit too late. So let's see. Let us see. Let me just come back down here. See, one thing that I like doing is just looking at the ones that actually pros right here. I feel like it's more easier. Let me see. It's actually 30 minutes. I don't want 30 minutes. I actually wanted 1 hours. Time frames that are more similar to that. This is November. It's a bit too old, and most of these guys are not updating or uploading signals or scenarios on TradingView. So let me just see what actually is going on here with the TradingView overview. This is what you can see. These are all different types of traders, but as well, so this is the different types of, you did see that this is like literally the ideas, the minds, what people are saying about this, everything. You can literally just see it as a community and all the updates and stuff. But make sure that you are actually looking at things that are more similar to how you see it. For instance, I might come here and say, for instance, US 5, let's say US 30, for instance, something I want to be looking at, US 30, and what did I press? I keep on saying US 30, and as well I can just come down here to ideas. I can look at people. Let me just say the idea of it. I'm coming down to the ideas of it. I can specifically just look for specific patterns. I can look at videos, but let's say for instance I just want to see, this is actually a recent one, this was yesterday, but I can just look at how this person is seeing it. I like going for members that are more premium or more professional, which are the ones that are a bit slight worthy. Even this sell, I think I also cut a similar sell, but it actually stopped us out. Let me see. Yes, the exact same. I cut the sell exactly like this, but it did even stop us out. So these are ways that you can go about looking at it. But enough with all of it. Let us now get into the markets. Now let me start off first with US 500. One thing I like is that I've been looking at a bullish for this week. We actually did even spot out some trades for this week as well. One thing that I like. So let us take a look at what actually is going on here. I spotted that the market, yes, even though it did happen to break above this area right here, because we had this area be more of like our basically our longer term pattern, and the price happened to have broken below here, corrected, and then it went down, corrected, went down. So here I can see this was a lower high, this is a lower high, this was a lower low, this is followed by a lower low. So what happens is that looking at the markets, obviously I'm just seeing price push, maybe up until here that touches. When it gets here, that touches, that is going to break above. When it breaks above here, the higher chance it breaks above. When it doesn't, then maybe continue doing, that spot that we actually did spot more like this. This is more like the first scenario. That's like price pushing coming here, giving us that touches. And then only if it happens to break above here, we can see it continuing. Yeah, this is our take profit. If it breaks above here and treats this as support, then we see it now continuing upwards. But that is the first scenario. Looking at the second scenario, what can happen is that price can easily just get here, and as soon as it gets here, it can go all the way back down here, give us some third touches. You know why? Because this is the first touch, second touch, third touches. As soon as it gets here, maybe it goes down. So now I don't have to be specific and show you maybe do this and do this and do this, because that is something that we are gonna eventually be looking at once price happens to get to that level. When we start looking for sales, when it's here and it actually goes down, we'll be looking at managing it and doing all that in the private group. So yeah, we're not too worried about that. I know that, for instance, I would easily just have my management line be somewhere above here. As soon as it breaks below, I know that it shouldn't go below anywhere closer to here. Then I'll use this to just sell and take profits. So something more like, sell here, stop loss just above here, and take profit maybe somewhere around here, being first take profit, even though we're coming all the way down to here, because I'm looking at this previous support right here. So that's what can more likely happen on US 500. But obviously this is not even being used as financial advice or anything similar to that. It's just us looking at the markets and enjoying the markets, making love with the markets. So let us look at US 30, what we can expect on US 30, or what we should be looking at doing on US 30. So I can easily see that, yes, right here we had our areas. This is how price is actually moving. Let me just take a look at the daily. We see price spiked upwards, it came back, it ranged around here. But even though this is an area where my price can still be coming at. So just by going here on the 4-hour chart, one thing that I'll do is that I'll just make sure that I'm looking at this. So this area being our support area right here, price hasn't broken below this area, which means that there's a bullish trend that's actually going on here. And one thing that I like as well is that looking at this movement, I understand that, yes, on the bigger time frame, I might have my management line be something like this, and say if price happens to have broken above, let me just take a look at this. This is where things are at. This is where things are at. Here's, boom, you can see here's a breakout, and as well this would be my area of resistance right here, and as well you can see this is my breakout. So what happens is that that's on the 4-hour. I'm gonna be going out here on the 4-hour. I'm gonna be coming here on the 60-minute, and as well as I'm on the 60-minute, I'll just be studying what price is actually telling me, because to be honest, this is actually a lot of data on just 1 hour, because a lot can happen. Remember, we saw that this is support, and followed by a different support right here, which means that eventually if I may draw up my support lines, I may have them more like this, I may have this be more like this, and if I may have my resistant lines, that means that I'll have to use this area be my first resistant, and then going all the way up to here. I remember it takes me back to the basics when I would start off trading. These are the methods that are actually looking at the markets with. And coming here, one thing that I'm more likely to see with price moving is that I can easily just come here, have this, manage this inner structure right here, because I believe that when I start looking at the markets here, it's there's a higher chance that price can either move more likely, like, let me just come here with this tool of mine, more likely like this impulse, and then this correction, then impulse here, and then from here we go all the way up, third touches, and then maybe go down, or maybe play around and then go back up. Those are ways that we can see it. Or price can just start do this all the way up until it gets here, third touches, then go back down, give us a third touch here, and then go back all the way upwards. Doesn't matter how the market moves, the most important thing is for us to catch these movements when they do happen to come. We just have to be able to spot them. But let us take a look at GBP JPY, because GBP JPY, I understand that it's actually a very important pair. I love this pair, so I need to make sure that I'm following through with it each and every single week. And this sell right here, we actually saw this sell, but we missed out on it, and I feel so bad because I believe that we could have made so much from it. But it's okay. I understand is the markets. Every day there's an opportunity in the markets. I just have to be grateful for any chance that I get to enjoy the market. So looking at it right here, you can see this is our support area, our second support. Here's our next support area on the 4 hour. And with how price is moving right here where we at, we can easily see that this area is not as comfortable, because looking at it, you can see that price is moving. Yes, we come from impulsing, but now we are in a corrective phase because there's no clear upwards or downwards movement. So I'm just trying to understand what's actually going on here. Let me go back down to the 60-minute time frame. I think I'll have to start this from the daily time frame, just to understand that bigger overall structure, bigger overall picture. Yes, perfect. I understand it now. Looking at it, it's either price can easily just come back here, test out these support, and then use resistance, and then maybe either go back up here or come back down to here. Or what can happen is the price can just easily go all the way down to here, test out this support area, and we take advantage of it. But let me show you guys how you can take it, because someone out there would be like, but how do you take it? You showed me both the buying scenario and the selling scenario, but how do you go about taking that? So how I would go about taking it, let me just remove this so I focus literally on just this. I'll just go on the 60-minute and then see how price is moving. So the correction started right here when price started moving upwards and downwards. So if I may just have this, when the correction started, lower high, lower low, okay, lower low. Let me have this area as well, second lower low, okay. Basically it went like this, and then all the way up here. So I can either have this as my area, second area, third area. I can either have this be like this, but I feel like this is a bit more, it's still within, I can still be able to just play around and tweak this up, come all the way down to here, because I can say that this is, lower low, lower high, lower low, and then lower high, and then lower low, and then lower high. So for me it makes also perfect sense, but it doesn't change anything, because at the end it's still the same breakout, it's still literally the same way. But let me say I'm looking at it and it's right here. So what I'm seeing here is that there's a high chance that we can sell off from where we are, but that'll easily just mean that we need to now update and then have these areas be like this, and as well have these topper areas be more like this, which means that now we've got this younger flag, and when price actually happens to break below here, we would sell somewhere here. Stop loss would be somewhere here. Obviously this is 82 pips, so we won't take it like this. We are more likely to just have stop loss be somewhere here. I know me, I'm more likely to have it be like this. Maybe first take profit would be like this. Yes, 3.2%. But I love the fact that with this, it's one of those trades that we are going all the way down. We're going all the way down. But let me show you guys something that you might have missed. So with this trade, even though I did show you guys that we might go all the way down with it, but with this one here, it's a bit more tricky, because you need to be able to just understand how the market is moving when it is moving. Because what can happen is that this is our first touch, this is our second touch, but where is the third touch? So what can happen is that price can eventually come here, give us something like this, whereby we can buy this, go up with it. When it gets here, give us this, whereby it will be a third touch for this. Then when it gets here, we take that sell out, and then obviously we wait for it to do this, and then we take more sells and downwards. We build up to ourselves. So what can happen is that we might, I'm going to show you how we might benefit from this trade. We might do this, have this, 30 pips, however we would see it, maybe take profit here at this area, we out, boom. And then when price happens to go upwards, when we do happen to have confirmed it, ticked all our boxes, we go upwards with it, stop loss maybe below here, take profit once here again, just like something more similar to this. That's how we would normally play around with it. And then when it goes down, we come back here, then we stop loss where it should be, and then maybe our first take profit would be here. And the more it goes to our profits, we are going downwards with it. We're adding more positions. The more it's in profit, the more we're going upward, downwards with it, and then we are going for more take profits. So with just that one trade that I did show you guys, you can easily see that one trade is equals to multiple trades. Because why? I just showed you guys what's more likely to happen is a scenario, but with the scenario, we've got one trade here, we've got two trade, we've got 3 trade right here, we've got as well 4 trade, and let's see at the total percentages of what, let's say in total, obviously if each and every trade is equals to a negative 1%, that means that out of all these trades we can lose only 1%, 1%, 1%, 1%, which means that we can lose a total of 4%. But now let us look at the profits that we can gain if we happen to take all these trades in our profit areas. This one is saying 2.3% plus 2.5%, which already is close to 5%. This is a 7%, which is already 5 plus 7%, which means that close to 12%. And this as well is now 11%. Let's say even if I'm having it maybe here, let's say 2.5%, it's a 11%, it's a 12%, plus this 2%, 2.5, which is an additional 14.5, which means that I left out these commas, but which means that just by risking 4%, if these trades happens to come up, we are able to gain over close to 13%, 14%, you know, and depending, there's higher levels whereby we can execute and put more to it. But that's just how you go about seeing the markets. That's actually it for today's video. I hope that you guys did happen to have, you know, learned a lot from how I see the markets. You took as many notes as possible, and you are going to be benefiting from these videos, because I know that these market overviews, there was a day where I was like, you know what, I need to stop, I'm tired. But I was like, you know what, people are sending me messages from across the world, everywhere else, saying that they love me doing this, they enjoy seeing, they learn so much. You know, for the past 3 years, 5 years that I've been consistent, they've been able to learn too much from them. So I understand that you're benefiting, and obviously like this video. I need to see those likes going up and up and up. And as well, comment below, tell me what is it that you're looking at, what pair are you looking at, and as well, are you looking to buy or sell onto that pair? If you're looking at US30, type down US30, I'm looking to buy. Just like that, I want to see all of those and what you're doing. And as well, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't. I'll see you on the next YouTube video. It is your boy, Lesiba Mothupi.